Hey, everybody. I wanted to come to you live today with a solo episode about something that happened to me last week when I was feeling out of alignment. So I wanted to see if you can relate to this and this analogy that I came up with. I've been doing a lot of talk lately on harmony and how to create more harmony in your life because I do not personally believe in balance. I think it's a farce. I think it leads to hustle. It leads to guilt happening for us. So last week I was feeling very out of alignment. My husband and I had just went away for his birthday and we came back and I just wasn't feeling myself. I felt sick to my stomach. I was actually having really negative thoughts running through my head just about me as a mom, me as a person, me as a human being. And it was very unlike myself, not saying that we aren't going to have negative thoughts or we aren't going to have emotions that aren't always happy or joyful, because that's life. We're meant to feel our emotions. But I decided that I needed to do something for me. So I actually canceled a meeting that I had scheduled that day because I knew I wasn't going to be able to serve the people that were going to be showing up for this meeting, the moms that were going to be there, if I'm not taking care of myself. And I want to practice what I preach, right? So I ended up canceling the meeting and actually going back to bed because I knew that probably one of the first things was that I was tired. And I am very fortunate that I am able to work from home. So my schedule is very flexible, but I was able to go back to bed. Then when I woke up, I was like, what do I need? I kept asking myself, what do I need right now? What would make me feel better? And it wasn't connection with anybody else. It was actually connecting with myself. So what did I do? Things that I like to do is I went to the beach. I live about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, give or take, from the ocean. So I went to the beach and it wasn't that warm out. It kind of was, but it wasn't. So I had like a big jacket on. I put this on Instagram the other day, but I had a big jacket on. I had a blanket. I had a chair. I brought cards. I brought books. I brought everything that I thought I would need for this time for me to be disconnected to everyone else and connect with myself. So I went to the beach. It ended up getting warm where I actually could take my shoes off and put my feet in the sand and just like ground into the sand, ground back into Mother Earth, ground back into myself. That was step one. Step two, I got quiet. I listened to meditation. So I love to follow different people on the Insight app. So I went to some of my favorite meditations and I listened to them. I put my AirPods in. Actually, I did not have AirPods. I put my other air things in, and my kids have AirPods. I don't. And I listened and I got quiet and I saw what came up, and I brought a notebook so that I could journal. And I wrote down things that came up for me and my thoughts, and, asked myself questions like, why are you feeling this way? Where is this coming from? And just like brain dumped. I don't know if you've done that before, but there's no rhyme or reason. It doesn't have to be structured sentences. And you just write. You write what's coming to you. You write what thoughts are coming up. I pulled a card from my angel deck to show that I trust my guardian angels. I trust that they're supporting me. I trust that they're with me. Even if I don't feel like I'm even with myself, like I don't even trust myself. I know that there is another force out there. So this is what I did when I was feeling very out of alignment and negative thoughts. I don't know what you do, but these are just a couple of the things that I was able to do that morning, mid-morning, mid-afternoon. I didn't answer my phone. I didn't respond to text messages. I just wanted to be by myself. I didn't want any of the outside world to disrupt me. And I think that's why I go to the beach, because it's so peaceful. So where is your happy place? Where is your quiet place? It could be in your home. It could be in the woods. It could be by the lake. It could be in the grass. It could be in your front yard. It could be in your bathtub, in your bathroom. Like, where do you go that is your happy place where you can just be quiet and listen and you won't have any distractions? So I want to share with you what actually came up for me, because I was feeling all of these like wave of emotions, and I just felt like my life was just kind of a roller coaster at the moment. It wasn't like I'd been feeling like that for weeks or months. But in that moment, and so what came up for me was, when we talk about harmony, people talk about balance and finding your balance and balancing everything. How do we do that? I don't believe we do. But this analogy of a well orchestrated orchestra and how our life can compare to that well orchestrated orchestra or an elementary band. So sometimes our life feels like that orchestra that is like playing in note, in tune, all together, right? All the pieces of our life are like the different players in the orchestra. There's the work part of the orchestra. There's the marriage part. There's the kids part. There's the self-care part. There's the fun side, the side hustle side, the business side, your health side. Everything is in harmony. Everything is beautiful. Everything is playing together. It's just like incredible. And you're like, this feels amazing. It sounds amazing. I'm in my vibe. I'm in my zone. That is like the perfect world, right? Okay, but not every day feels like that. Actually, most days do not feel like that. Most days actually feel like a fucking elementary school band. And this is to not throw any shade to elementary bands or, the band instructors in schools, but it's true. Because let's think about what that elementary band is. Because most of the time, this is the fifth graders around here. That's when they start in an elementary band. They don't start any younger. But most of them, this is their first time playing. Maybe some of them have been playing for years. Maybe some of them took lessons. When you listen to that elementary band, that concert, notes are being played out of tune. Some might be playing too slow to the song. Others are maybe playing too fast. Some players aren't even playing because they're faking it because they don't want to show that they're not playing. So, okay, maybe I'm just speaking from my own experience, because when I was in band and I played the clarinet, I literally sometimes would do that and look like I was playing, but I wasn't, because I didn't know the music. I didn't trust myself. I would squeak, and I didn't want to do that and ruin the performance, because that's what it is. It's a performance, right? And it feels rocky, and it feels, like things aren't working. And the conductor's up there trying to pull it all back together. Like, you're the conductor of your life, of all this elementary band. You're trying to pull it all together. You're trying to make it work. And sometimes it just doesn't work. Have you ever been watching that elementary band concert and the conductor actually stops it? Band instructor stops it and says, let's start over. Let's get in tune. Let's get together. Let's try this again. And I thought of that, and I actually shared this with my email list, and I shared it on social media. Because so many times, we think, we have this perception that it has to be perfect. It has to be well orchestrated every single day. Everything has to be in flow. Everything has to be this. It has to look perfect. And it is not. Most days are that elementary band. There is something in your life that is out of alignment. There is something in your life that you're new at. Something that you haven't gotten just right yet. Whatever that is, maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's a new self-care routine. Maybe something with your kids is a struggle. So not all parts of the band, not all parts of your life are playing together, are in the same notes, are in the same time frame of you knowing and trusting yourself in it, because maybe it's new. Maybe you hadn't had those lessons yet. Maybe you hadn't had that coaching yet. Maybe you hadn't had that life experience yet, and you're just learning in that area. So it seems rocky, right? But I encourage you to really know that we can, when we watch those things happening, when we go see an orchestra, when we go watch that elementary band concert, and we're recording our child up there, both things are actually beautiful in their own way, right? The new elementary band, they're learning, they're navigating. They're in different stages of their growth, their capabilities, their knowledge. And it's the same with us, different stages of our life, different stages of our job, different stages of our marriage, different stages of our parenting. And I think that we as human beings need to trust that elementary band in our life, trust that this is just a stage, this is just a phase, and know that this day, this isn't going to last forever. It's 24 hours, but we're going to have another day tomorrow. It's that circle. It's the circle of life. We're going to have another day tomorrow. So even if today was a rough day, I was out of alignment, I had to go to the beach, I didn't trust myself, I was saying negative thoughts, hopefully it's not going to be like that tomorrow, because I know tomorrow's another day. I have another 24 hours. Maybe you're even getting yourself out of that rut in that day, in that moment. And you trust yourself to know it's not always going to be like this. And your mind plays such a powerful role in that. Your mind is your superpower. So I wanted to just kind of bring you this concept today of that orchestra where we want it to be. We want our life to look like it's so well orchestrated. It looks great from the outside. It sounds amazing. It's like perfection, practice so hard. But also recognize that most of our lives are kind of like that elementary band where it's not going to be perfect. Some parts of our life are going to be fast. Some are going to be slower. Some are going to be new. Some are going to be experienced. Some parts of our life are going to be rocky. Some are going to be smooth. Some of us are going to be faking it because we don't really know what we're doing. Maybe we're not playing because we're scared. I just think it's a beautiful analogy of our life and the different stages of our life and the different areas of our life, how that elementary band are the different stages of what you're going through in your life in that moment. And each piece of that band, the flutes, the clarinets, the drums, the percussions, the saxophone, those are like different areas of your life. And how when you put all those things together, and it might sound rocky and some days are crazy and you don't know what you're doing over here, but this over here is amazing and you're crushing it and you like puff out your chest, like that's okay. Sometimes you as the conductor, that elementary band teacher, you might need to be like, okay, stop it all. I need to chill. I need to listen to myself. I'm feeling very crazy right now, very out of alignment. And I need to just take a pause. And that's what I did. I took that pause and I said, what do I need from me right now? Because if I'm like this, I am not doing a service for my kids. I am not helping out my husband. I am not a great business owner. I am not a great entrepreneur. I'm not great at taking care of myself. What do I need to get back to me? To get back to feeling, I got this. I can handle this. What's stressing me out? What's causing me angst? Is it even real? Or am I putting all this on my shoulders and it doesn't even need to be there? Am I putting all these thoughts in my head and they're not even real? This isn't going to even happen. My elementary band actually does sound way better. Maybe it's not that orchestra, but maybe it's like a high school band now. Maybe I'm performing in like the Macy's Day Parade, right? So let's up-level our mind. Let's recognize what life is, that we have more than one day. Tomorrow is a new day. Maybe you could say this afternoon. Maybe you're feeling crappy this morning. This afternoon's, it's a new hour. It's a new time. It's a new song that my band is getting ready to play. And I know this song much better. I know this song. I got this. So maybe you have to turn the page on that playlist on what you're playing in your band and in your mind so that you can shift ahead, so that you can move ahead, so that you can get closer to harmony in your life, in your band. I don't know if this resonates with you or not, or if you're like, I do not know what the heck she's talking about, but this is how my mind thinks. It's like playing in my head in a tune. And I'm like, well, if this makes sense to me, maybe it would make sense to other people. Maybe somebody else would understand. And this might help you through your day. through that hour, through something that you're struggling with, through that negative mindset. So what I would love, if this resonated with you at all, please go to my Instagram and send me a DM, or better yet, take a screenshot of this episode that you are listening to and tag me at melissa.clampett and let me know what you thought. Like, put a little music instrument in there, that shows that this resonated with you, because this is how I feel like, a lot of us can relate to this, is that band and what we think it should look like, what we think life should look like. So I hope that you have an absolutely magical day today, and I will see you on the next episode.